What's up, guys? Thanks for popping in. Happy Memorial Day. We got a lot of stuff for you here. We got merch, we got discount codes, we got live analysis, so stay tuned in. Let me do my post so we can get some people to join us in here, and we'll jump right into it. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good to see you guys in. Good to see you guys in. What's up, Zed Carmut, Jason Marino, Casablankovic, Gazgano. Good to see you guys. How am I sounding? How's the audio? Yes, sir. We are back in business. How was your guys' weekend? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Man, so I had Man, it was the first leverage trade in a while that I did, and I didn't even want to post it to my VIP because the entry was bad. And it was the first trade like with leverage I've done in a while, bro. But it played out, dude. I caught this little pump here and I closed it. So I had a nice trade. It was the start of more shit, more things to come. So I want to be sharing. That's a part of what I'm doing that's missing is you know, more active leverage trading. So man, that was a big step for me doing that, putting the money on there, getting the Blue ID sorted and doing all that. So you know, that was some good personal news for me. The burpees have been going great. And we got some good stuff for you guys here. So the first thing I want to show you guys is we have new merch. If you guys go to marketcipher.com and you click merch, we got this new Platinum Mike Perry themed merch line called the Platinum Peasy Collection. And it's Platinum Mike Perry as a pimp. You know what I'm saying? He's got his hat and his cane. And Mike's gonna be wearing one of these shirts on his podcast. So yeah, so get yourself a Platinum Peasy shirt. And we also redid the original shirts. We redid the tank, and we're keeping it pretty narrow focused for now. But this is just the line for like the month of June basically. So after the month of June, we'll get some more stuff going for you guys. But this is kind of like the standard we're hoping to keep. You know, moving forward with the merch is like we have a flavor of the month, you know, it gets sold out and then we move on to the next thing. So right now it's the Platinum Peasies. Get yourself a Peasy shirt, snap a picture and tag us on social media. The next thing is we got a crazy discount code going on right now. It's for Memorial Day, but it's going on all week. It's Market Cipher code Soldier. Just use code Soldier, click the link in my description, use my affiliate link, and you get the indicators that I use: Market Cipher, empowering traders, Market Cipher A, B, SR, and DBSI. And yeah, it should be a big old discount for anyone who's on the fences. Let's check the chat. Check the chat. A little more volume. I could crank it up a little bit here. 1 sec. Actually, I can't. I'm on max volume here. You gotta just turn your crap up, man. But let's see who else is in here. Jason Marino says, "Hell yeah, leverage, bro." Yeah, it was a 5x Bitcoin long, nice and easy, bro. I was thinking about a Pepe trade, man. I was thinking about a Pepe trade, but I didn't pull the trigger. But man, it felt good to take that step because that was something I was apprehensive about getting back into. Even though I do have a track record of being successful with leverage, I also have versions of me in the past that were irresponsible with it. So, you know, that was something that, you know, like my older brother would always say, like, don't trade because like, I don't know. My brother always tells me not to trade, but I have to like fight his will and like do my own thing and shit. But yeah, man. So exciting times coming ahead. Astro Woodwork says, "I'm heading to bed now, but I'm gonna have the stream on in the background for trading white noise." I got you, bro. I got you. What's up, FG? Can you check NAS 100? All right, yeah, we'll get into the analysis. Let's jump right into it. So the title of the stream is called "A Shakeout in the Cards." That's because man, just the way these anchors are playing out, I'm really anticipating a crash down to this May anchor some point in the next couple weeks. So so anytime I see bearish signs, I think, man, maybe this is it, you know. But I also am weary of the fact that we could have a blow off May. Things could just continue to be nonsensical for the remainder of May until we hit June, which is this orange line here, or yellow line here, and then we could correct. But either way, I look at the daily, and it looks, for the time being, the daily looks a bit concerning. We lost the 60 line, and we're aiming down. Yellow oscillator aiming down. Money flow is pretty thin. And as you can see, ever since we bounced off the May anchor, which is this green line down here, we never really came back down on there. We're running away from it. And so, you know, we may have to correct down by the end of June, potentially off this daily reading. But this could turn up, and we may just have to deal with, you know, nonsensical bullish action you know, and like maybe we come down just down to that same support that we came down to last week, and we do go higher. But then once we get a new June anchor, that is when we start to make the descent down to the ascending May anchor right there. So just what I'm, you know, something I'm thinking about, something that's in the cards is definitely a tap down on the May anchor to give us some much needed structure. Now, another thing that is going on in May and June are these massive Bitcoin events. So as you guys know, there's consensus that's about to happen very soon. And then later in the summer, there's the Bitcoin, like the major Nashville Bitcoin and Litecoin summits. And typically crypto events like that are big selling moments. Like every time I've ever gone to a crypto conference, the market dumps. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but events like Consensus and the Nashville Bitcoin conference, these are going to be events where I'm actually looking for whales to dump, potentially down to like a previous month's anchor or something like that. Trench Runner says, what's up, FG, man? Good to see you in, man. Good to see you. So yeah, the daily looks a little weird. When we look at the 2-day, I'm also seeing a similar kind of concerning reduction in the money flow. You know, the blue wave hump crossing over, like about to give us a little red dot there. The yellow oscillator about to cross 0. That being said, our 5-day and weekly still fanned up, still looking okay. But when you go to the monthly, things are very concerning. You got that red dot and the yellow oscillator crossing down there. So I feel like this is enough large time frames for me to this, along with Bitcoin major events coming, and the fact that we've been running on this anchor tells me that, like, you know, I might be looking for like some short scalps personally. Turbo Daddy says, what's up, man? Shit's looking sketch. Yes, bro. We got major events. We got shoddy looking daily chart. You know, the weekly, I like the green dot on the weekly, but it does look a little tired, and we're not over the 60 line, so it's not overly bullish. And also this weekly wick that we got, very tall wick on top of that candle there, and we are on the week of our new month, so this weekly candle is going to be telling. It would be nice for right at the start of June, a dump down to that May anchor for sure. That would be a nice healthy move and allow June to be a bullish month. That being said, if we continue upward, then I would expect that corrections maybe in like the first or second half of June. I'm not really sure. But either way, next couple weeks, there's going to be some sort of move down to like the green line down here, you know, and this is rising, but I'm just very cautious of bear divs, which I do see currently, like on the 1 hour time frame. You see this overall, you guys see this like overall, first of all, we got a lower high, but also the waves are just like trending down. The money flow is trending down, and that money flow trend is going about right to June. So that money flow downtrend extending just about to the end of the month. Definitely some cause for concern for Bitcoin bulls, Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Emokro says, is this different because the Dixie is about to break? Let me check the Dixie, man. Last I checked, the Dixie was in this crazy trend line here. Yeah, we got this big old trend line on the Dixie. It, you know, it's right on the cusp. I would actually have to see how this like responds to this level, because it is so important. Because I do see, you know, there is like this hidden bull div, right? You got the reduction in the let's see here, you got the reduction in the waves, but the price pretty much has held. So you could get a pop here just off that trend line, or we could be going much lower. This whole downtrend, let's put an anchor on the top of this and see like where we would have to go to undo that downtrend. If I can even slap one on. All right, well, it's not letting me slap one on, but you could even just do like a, I guess like a trend line here. Look at it, even broke that downward trend line like it wants to bounce, but it's tapped that up, that rising trend line so many times. I would expect some sort of fake out, maybe even like comes down a bit and then goes back up. But right now, the Dixie's not looking too inherently good. There's no candle strength yet on this trend line. So I'm not really sure, man. Later, like as this week progresses, I'll have to watch the Dixie before I have a final say on this. But the weekly is still descending, but no way to tell how much juice that has left on it, because the RSIs are still coming up. VWAP has flattened out a bit. 2 week looks a little bit bearish on the Dixie there. You see that like a bear div here with these like trigger waves. Anthony T says, FG wandering around downtown Portland looking for a bomb-ass restaurant. Happy to catch the stream while on vacation. Man, thanks for tuning in while you're exploring the world, bro. Make sure you spread the good message about Bitcoin, since you're never going to see these people again, man. Just be a wacky Bitcoin evangelist. Shameless, bro. Just tell them about the inflows and the man, we need some exit liquidity, bro. Secure some exit liquidity for your bros, bro. Sam XBT says, beats fire, old 50 Cent song. Yeah, dude, this is I believe SoundCloud artist Sango. Check him out. He's got good Anthony T says, preaching the good word. Yeah, keep preaching the gospel, bro. We're like bears saying like things are gonna dump, and I'm like, tell them to get in, bro. Tell them to get in. So something about Bitcoin dominance. You know, Bitcoin dominance has been taking a dip here. The 2 week looking like it's about to lose the 60 line. Is it like, are we Buzz Lightyear about to fall? We're trying to fly to the 618 and we're missing it. You know, are we missing the mark here? Are we about to fall down, and is Bitcoin just a toy? Was 57% really the top of Bitcoin dominance? I've been you know, wondering that idea the last couple days over the weekend. I'm like, what is my opinion on BTC dominance? And all I can say is right now it doesn't look so hot. On the weekly, massive bear divs, money flow almost about to enter a downtrend, but definitely is diverging here. The money flow on the weekly diverging as the BTC dominance continues up. Divergences. I know you guys like your divergences. But yeah, man, Bitcoin dominance not looking so hot. Not looking so hot, which makes me want to look at ETH BTC. ETH BTC on the 2 week looking quite bullish. Looking quite bullish. We have the waves trending up. We even got anchor trigger. This one only barely went below the 60 line. It's holding real nicely on that 60 line. Kind of textbook. A little bit textbook. Money flow still not quite trending up in terms of multiple humps of this 2 week red money flow. It's definitely got a bit of a fight left before we're in like a real established uptrend for sure. But long time frame, this ETH BTC chart looks very powerful. One of the best charts in crypto right now, in my opinion, just because it's very rare that you get leading bullish, like nice bullish readings like this on such important such an important project like Ethereum, man. It's crazy how low it went. It makes sense in hindsight why we pumped up so much, because obviously ETH isn't going anywhere and the signs are here on the 2 week. How does the weekly look? Weekly also has that similar kind of wave look on that. We're over the year to date anchor, so now ETH BTC has had a great year. Isn't that crazy? Like, we were struggling all year, right? We almost have to dispel that idea that ETH was struggling, because now we're over the year to date and ETH is having a good year now, and it could have a really good year. So the volume from a yearly standpoint is in Ethereum's favor in regards to its relation to BTC. You know, let alone the quarterly anchor, which we've pretty much left in the dust. Now, if ETH BTC does have to go down, these are your supports. The year to date at 0.0529 and the quarter 2 down here at 0.05089. So now let's look at Ethereum. So I believe a shakeout could be in the cards for Ethereum as well, because it's got some really great things coming. There's a lot to froth at the mouth about for sure, but we haven't seen the money. We haven't seen the money yet, and this is just not a very healthy candle wick. Like, we have to assume that you know, this would either come down to like a previous week's VWAP, perhaps this pink line at 3,674. But I think what's also likely, perhaps sometime in June, would be a collapse down to the May anchor, the previous month's anchor, right? Once we're in June, we will have ran very far from this yellow May anchor on Ethereum. And so I believe that there could be a future type of Bart Simpson type pattern, perhaps a bounce on the pink line like this, and then boom, right? Just something like that. And then a bullish climb after that. Basically some sort of shakeout like that. But right now the May anchor is down there at 3,339, but it is ascending. So you know, as the price action progresses, we do have a bit of defense at the pink anchor, which is last week's anchor. You place that anchor, you go to the weekly chart and you place an anchored VWAP for a volume weighted average price support that you can place there, and that gives you some support there at 3,674. And we are looking divergent. I see here on the 6 hour waves trending down even though price went up. What about the daily? Looks to be in descent. The daily is descending. Yellow oscillator is down, and we're really high up. It just really looks like it looks to me like we really got to either come down to a previous week or previous month's VWAP. And let me know what you guys think too. If there's anything, I'm sure, I mean, you guys are looking at the same things I'm looking at. So like, let me know if you agree that there's some concerning signs. And just some bigger picture stuff, which I mentioned earlier in the stream, is like, we have a lot of summer crypto events, and every time I've gone to a crypto conference, there's sell-offs. It's always there's consensus in the Bitcoin conference. Every time I go into this shit, it sells off, and I feel ripped off because it's like thousands of dollars to go to these conferences, and like, it's just a bunch of nerds with shirts like this, but you can tell that they haven't gone to the beach in years, so like, it's just a bunch of nerds, man. There was some wacky freaking, man, there was some wacky crypto news, bro. You guys see some of this news? First of all, crypto is getting super political, which is good to see. This is like the first election where crypto is like kind of a main issue, which makes me kind of bullish on Pepe, because Pepe played a big role in 2016. Now Pepe's back in 2024, but in a much bigger way, like in terms of the money, man, in terms of all that stuff. So I'm pretty bullish on Pepe, being that crypto is getting more and more political. Pepe is like was a big political conversation back in 2016 for like no reason. Hillary Clinton just like thought all the Pepes were racist, and like it was this big joke and shit. But it solidified Pepe the Frog as like a cultural icon, you know. But also, like, Trump has a crypto wallet. Let me see if I can find the news on that. But check this out. Crypto wallet linked to Donald Trump. Holds around 10 million worth of assets. He's got, like, MAGA tokens. He's got his own token. Like, respect. Respect to him for holding MAGA tokens. And I guess he's got some Ethereum and stuff, too. But, Trump is a whale, apparently, according to this article. I'm not really sure if it's like 100% confirmed if that wallet's his, but it says he is strapped. So that, I mean, we want a presidential candidate owning crypto. That's kind of cool news. And then some weirder shit that happened was this like Caitlyn Jenner X, or Caitlyn Jenner's X account. He was like, basically, or she, whatever, they were like shilling this like this project, this meme coin thing, but it just seemed totally fake, because this is someone who's like not in crypto at all, and here they are like shilling this meme coin. And so the internet like basically like assumed it was a deep fake, and like they can't be convinced otherwise. This is like the first story that we really don't want to be real, you know, so we're like insisting it's a deep fake. But I guess Caitlyn Jenner is shilling a meme coin, which maybe that's the real sell signal. Maybe it's not the Bitcoin conferences, maybe it's not Market Cipher, maybe it's Caitlyn Jenner pumping a meme coin. Maybe that's the sell signal, man. Let's check the Bitcoin flows. The Bitcoin flows. A couple days behind, but yeah, hopefully we're trending up. Someone in the chat says, "Ew, brother." Yes, ew. So the last major thing I want to go over is Sol BTC, still holding over its quarterly and year-to-date anchor here, still looking okay for the time being. Sol's been a little bit boring, but I like that something's cooking here. We got a higher low, right? Lower wave on the 8-hour. If this daily can come back, that would be sick. On Sol BTC, that's good for that pair. Now, as for Solana, Solana is in a pretty bullish posture here. We are over the April anchor. We're over the May anchor. And so I believe there could be, you know, just like with Bitcoin and ETH, a little bit of a shakeout down to this May anchor. But overall, we're bullish above 155 on Sol. Not sure. I mean, I might put like a stink bid down here or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping for like Sol to dip down a bit, dig in some support at these lows around like 155, and that would be a really nice buy if it can show some candle strength. Trench Runner says, "Can you chat a little more about your trade? I came in right when you were talking about having one." Yes, dude. So I had my first leveraged Bitcoin trade in a long time. I've mostly just been like doing spot like all year, but I didn't share it in my VIP because it just wasn't a good entry. Let me try and find where it was here. It was I think it was, let me go to Bitcoin. So we have this weekly anchor placed on May 20th, and I noticed that like, over here we had some really good like candle closes over the VWAP, and so I did enter long right here because I noticed we were like over this yellow. We were over the intraday as well. Let me pull up the intraday. So I noticed like just we were on top of a lot of VWAPs, and so I entered a low leverage like trade right here, and it did dump down on me, but I held and it didn't hit my stop, and then it pumped up, and so I closed like a little bit. I closed half of it like up here at these highs, and then it dumped down, came back up, and I closed it at this little high right here. And I exited that trade completely, and I got 7% profit. So it was a decent little trade. Not as like a lot more drawdown than I was anticipating, but what I was hoping for was this. So my idea didn't actually play out. Like I thought it was just gonna bounce like off this line here. I was bullish in that moment, you know. But it did go down on me, unfortunately, and then it came back up. So this, like, I woke up and the prices pumped, and I kind of got saved on that one. So it wasn't a trade I wouldn't. It wasn't even a trade I would have shared my VIP. Honestly, like, there wasn't like a deep anchor trigger wave setup. I just saw like we were over a couple of VWAPs, and I kind of just fired a barrel because, man, it's just about time I start leverage trading, bro. Like I have these amazing tools that I know work. You know, I have the consistency now. You guys are seeing like burpees every day, streams every day, and like ideas of mine that play out. So man, I need to start hitting the iron, man. It's time, bro. You know, like I told you guys when Bitcoin got over these anchors, like the all-time high anchor, I told you guys that that's like when I would turn ape mode, right? So I am in this kind of bullish posture, like just going by my own rule set. We're over these anchors. That does make me like overall bullish, you know? And so I think it's a good time to start leverage trading. That being said, you know, as soon as I had that idea. Like, we see these bearish signs, like the daily turning down and shit. But if we could dig in support on, you know, like the all-time high anchor at like 66.5, or if we have to dump down to the May anchor at 64,601, if we like dump to any of these anchors and we see some candle strength, I'm trying to hop in on that shit, and I want to tell you guys about it. The VIPs I'm talking to. I mean, I'll share on the lives like if I'm in a trade, but you're not gonna like have time to get into it with me at all unless you're in the VIP, which is like just like a one-time thing. If you do $500 with me, like I'll get on the phone with you for 2 hours. I'll get you in the chats, and like it comes with the VWAP course too, so you learn how to trade all these VWAPs and the intraday strategy and all that shit. But and it is kind of a pain in the ass, like jumping into leverage trading and then immediately having to tell other people about it too. But I'm gonna stick with it, and I owe it to my people, my early believers and shit. Like, it's important. So yeah. Hell yeah. Dario Castelli says, kick that butt, FG. Dude, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to become the ultimate bro trader, bro. The ultimate fitness finance Chad, bro. This is like the missing link, man. The missing link. Like, imagine how powerful I get if I show physical discipline and I'm like posting trade profits like every day or every other day, man. Yeah, man. I'm a little bit giddy, dude. I'm a little bit giddy. I can't wait for this shit to pump, bro. You know, and so like I'm aware of that, right? I'm aware that like I want this shit to start pumping, because it's like all I'm thinking about is like my legacy, me, my money, me, you know, like my ego. So, but I'm aware of that, and like, you know, I'm not blind to the short-term bearish signs. So I've been quelling my own ego and looking at the price action and what's going on as objectively as possible. I had to share with you guys like some of these concerning signs that I've been seeing, man. Zach Street says, is your VIP different than Market Cipher Lifetime? Yes, it is different. So I don't like posting my TA in that Market Cipher Discord because it like clashes with my brother, and I don't know, man. Like I just went off and did my own thing. So I do have a community of about 100 traders. At the start of the year, I got a bunch of traders in, taught them everything I know about volume weighted average price. We bought Brian Shannon's book, Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP, and we read that book together, and we went on live streams together, and it was a great learning process. Start of the year, like Q1 and a little bit of Q2, just learning these anchored VWAPs, and like me going live was a big step in that too. Like when I first started the VIP, I wasn't even going live. I was just posting YouTube videos, and it was all internal. So going live was the next big step, and then, you know, the step after that is like sharing more leverage trades and doing, you know, like the title of these streams should be like 500k Bitcoin long, you know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't just be like Bitcoin ETH analysis, you know, like there's like a bigger dick way to do this shit that I'm well aware of, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm aiming towards, man. I got big goals, and yeah, I want to do this thing, man. Man Bear Pig says, you're the ultimate finance bro already. Not quite, bro. Not quite, bro. There's that meme of like the jack dude on the computer from like 8-9 years ago. Like there's been people doing what I've been trying to achieve for a long time, man. I'm only walking in the footsteps of other people who did this shit. But you guys are gonna watch me do it, and then you're gonna be like, damn, if this asshole can do it, then I can do it, you know? Nightshade, what's up, bro? You missed a lot, man. We went over BTC, some concerning signs on the daily and 2-day. Overall, you know, needing to correct down to that May anchor, the green line at 64,530-ish. Whether it's right now off these immediate bear divs, or, you know, these bear divs could stall out at around the previous week's VWAP at 67.2, and we could go higher. We could have a nonsensical kind of blow off May. But either way, like in the next couple weeks, I'm expecting a crash down to the May anchor, perhaps coinciding with consensus. Yeah, any major Bitcoin event, I'm gonna just default bearish on price action. Anytime you see a bunch of crypto nerds getting together, it's usually bad for price. We don't want to remind the world like who are the movers and shakers in this shit, because you look at who's in control of most of these coins, most of the people who care about this shit, and you actually want to run away, bro. You actually want to dump your Bitcoin. Mammer Pig says, yo, FG, zoom out to the large range and consider 56K. Wow, what's down there at 56K, bro? Well, first of all, we have the year-to-date anchor at 60K, which is, you know, still a strong level of support. So I wouldn't be so quick to think about 56K as of yet. That being said, you know, if things continue to get bearish and like we are like a very topped out, if this is like a crazy type of resistance, like a falling resistance here, and we keep like going lower, maybe what could happen is we do eventually like lose the year to date. Like the year to date comes up like this, and so does the previous quarter, the Q4 of like 2023. And you know, maybe I don't know, man, like if we did have to lose like the year to date, you could get a little bit of like a capitulation down to that rising support, and maybe that could ping off like around like a 56K level. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. But what are you seeing at 56? Because I do see like some vertical area down here, like in this little notch in price action where we could go, which is like 50,600 to like 53K. That would be like the next major like level to go down to if we really did have to lose the year to date. But I don't think it's really time to think about that shit quite yet, because we do have so many powerful supports. I think what's more likely is that we dump down in here and we get caught up like a little net, and Bitcoin just finds some support and continues up. I honestly am quite bullish with the volume of all these anchors leaning in our favor. Bloodfire says, use the volume range, the volume profile. Oh yeah, let me pull out that volume profile. I don't know where I should draw the profile from, but I do know that there's like that notch down there. There's a little bit of a node right here at 57. I don't know, man. Overall, like, it's very attractive to stay in this range. Like, look at this big node here. You know, you have a little dump down. We go back to the previous week's anchor, and we also are at, like, the master node. You know, I don't even know the terms of volume profiles. I'm not a volume profile wizard, but this is, like, the master node, bro. So it does make sense that we'd have to bear div, come back down to the previous week's anchor, and also hit that node. Also find some stronger support down at that all-time high anchor. Yeah, the point of control. Yeah, I like that term too, but I like the master node, bro. Yeah, the point of control. Yep, very attractive level for Bitcoin. You know, we could even like dump below down to the May anchor and then come back up. That would lend credence to the May anchor being strong support. Let's see. Nightshade says, interesting to see that large notch in confluence with the yearly VWAP. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, we love the volume profiles, bro. Any kind of volume figure is gonna be good. But yeah, you see a little bit of a node down there where we tapped before. All these VWAPs are rising up on us too, so you know as long as we stay up here, we are pulling the anchors into an upslope, and that becomes more bullish. So we do want some high closes, but yeah. What else can we look at? Let's look at the stock market real quick. So stock market had a bit of a correction. We did dump down and we did fill that gap that we were talking about before. Looks like we bounced off of I'm not sure what this anchor was, but it caught pretty well. I placed it on May 6th. You know what I think it was is there was that big gap there, and I placed an anchor on the gap after that, or the candle after that gap. Maybe it was maybe this is an example of a gap-based anchored volume weighted average price playing out pretty good. But yeah, I noticed I placed another anchor on this after this big gap too. So the yellow anchor, this is a really good example on the S&P of like when you see a big gap, like the one that like right here, you place an VWAP on the candle after it, and when we start going under it, you get that follow through to the downside. So that was a nice little play there. Looks like we rally up, and it's trying to reclaim that anchor. So we could be flipping bullish on the S&P. 6 hour looks saved here. Two-day a little bit concerning, actually. You get a red dot right here. Weekly, yellow oscillator's gotten a bit tired. Look at the 2 week on the S&P, like green dot saved, but it's like looking weird, bro. It's like sloped down, but you get a green dot. That's so weird, bro. But you know, maybe the S&P also has to have like an early June correction, man. Looking at this 2-day here. That May, I mean, look at the lack of structure on this May anchor, man. This yellow line just ran from it. We got gaps down here that we're never contended with too. It really ain't no thing for us to come down to 5,216 on the S&P, man. The previous week, previous months, VWAP. I'm gonna have to keep watching that, man. What about the NASDAQ? And I got time for a couple suggestions too. Just limit it to one suggestion, guys, and I'll take a peek at your coins. But probably aiming at more of a shorter stream tonight. Go over the discount code of the merch again at the end. Okay. Let's see. Nightshade wants me to look up LLY. Let's take a peek, man. Eli Lilly and Company, man. Right now on the daily, little bit concerning. Medium term on the daily, I do see a larger bear div playing out here with a reduction in money flow, a reduction in blue wave, potential pinching over of the blue wave. And we got a question. Mr. Sid Vicious says, how do you apply the anchors? Let me show you, man. So there's a couple ways. First of all, it's a drawing tool. You go to the left here, click anchored VWAP, you star that. And there's a couple ways I place anchored VWAPs. It's going to generate a volume weighted average price at any candle that you click. And so which candles do you click? You want to click candles at the starts of weeks, starts of months, starts of quarters. But another good way to do it is technically based off of perhaps a relevant price low. You could see you could place an anchor at this low on LLY. And you can see that clearly, like ever since this bottom, the bulls have maintained some control. And it gives you a good dynamic support of where we could fall and still remain bullish. Also like yearly highs, even though we're at all-time highs, but yearly lows are another one. The year to date is a really good one. So like this is a really important anchor. You can see how LLY, Mr. Vicious, like we pumped up, right? And we're in the clouds, but we did have to come down to that year to date anchor eventually. And that was the buying opportunity. That was the point to schlong. So the volume weighted average prices, it can seem like you're kind of taking a shot in the dark with them, but then you see the price come down to them and you see it actually work, and you get sold on them because they're not like any other support and resistance. They're volume weighted. They're taking into account the number of shares being traded at that level. So you can rely on when we come down to these levels, a bunch of traders are going to come in and start participating. So nice year-to-date bounce on LLY. Right now, we're just seeing the fruits of that. A little bit of gap in the short term, bro. You could fall down and fill this gap here. For instance, if you place an anchor on that gap, like after the gap, you place one on the daily candle. This is a really important sentiment to watch. If we lose this yellow anchor placed at the top after that gap, then you would expect the follow through to the downside to occur in a potential 2 to 3% dump on LLY right there if we fall underneath this anchor. And I do see some bearish divergence there, so it seems kind of like in the cards. You might just have to Giga Chad short this in like the short term Nightshade, and then maybe it flips bullish again for you. Let's put slap a May anchor on there and see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little bit bearish, bro, but I think that if we dump down to that gap, by that time your May anchor will have come up. Currently, your May anchor support is at 774, so that's where I would expect a bounce if LLY had to go bearish on you. Okay. Man, I love you guys. Chase Hughes, good to see you in, brother. Howie Felter says, killed it on those burpees, FG. Dogecoin if you have time. Yeah, let's look at the Doge, man. And the burpees have been, it's such a psychological thing to do those. It's really good for my mind, man. And you know what I think made me start them is like, I'm wearing all this orange all the time because I'm a Bitcoin tard. And if you wear orange all the time and you have an orange phone case and orange glasses and drive an orange car and all this shit, you just start like doing prison workouts, bro. Like it's like a weird convergence of like lifestyles, you know, like I'm just on that prison shit. If I get nailed for my taxes and I gotta go to the penitentiary, you guys already know that I'm gonna slay that shit like the Tate Bros, bro. They can't keep me down, bro. I'm gonna be in the yard going hard. Dogecoin, some concerning signs, even though it is in a very bullish posture. We're over the Q2 anchor. We're over the May anchor. But it just looks a little topped out on the daily. We are dealing with a little bit of an ascent. Could wait for a green dot, and that would, you know, confirm some support on this Q2 anchor. But I would wait for that, man. I would wait for that. I think what's more likely is perhaps we come down and tap the May anchor, and then we go bullish again on Doge. I think that's what's most likely. Just a little bit of short-term correction, and then things turn around for us. You do see the 5-day picking up still. The weekly just got saved, hopefully. I own some Doji, and I own a little bit of Dogecoin, and it has done well for me. To me, though, it just seems this isn't the kind of candle strength I want to see over the Q2, or maybe this is like an all-time. The Q2 anchor is also the all-time high anchor on Doge, or recent all-time high anchor on Doge. So this is a really important line. It's like a 2-for-1. It's an anchor place not only at a technical high, but also at the start of the quarter. And so for us to kind of be struggling and getting divergent as soon as we peek over this line, not really what I want to see. I want to see, you know, more bullish price action on this anchor. And it could also be sloped up a lot better. It's very sideways, which tells me that Doge is still digging in a bullish sentiment. A nice bounce on the May anchor would really do Doge some justice. Zeed Karmut says Bitcoin today dumped exactly the same minute that Mt. Gox transferred Bitcoin. What do you think? add that to the list of bearish signs, bro. Anytime somebody moves Bitcoin onto exchanges, they're likely ready to dump it, right? And so, you know, I think it's very likely that at some point in the next couple weeks, we dump down to that May anchor. We've got consensus coming up. You know, it's a new month, so anything can happen at the turn of a new month. Sometimes you got to right some wrongs from the previous month. You know, if Bitcoin had like this crazy May, like look, May was just only up and only crazy. It was April that sucked. You guys we still have PTSD from April. You know, after having so many good months, we had April and it's like, fuck, bro. It's like we're dead inside. But May came, and May's about to go. After May's over, June may be a little turbulent at the start, but and then it has to make a decision there. June is the end of Q2, and so I think we're going to get that early June correction, and then we have to decide. You know, it's like the next quarter is the rest of the year going to be bullish or bearish, right? Is it going to be like a total upset, weird scenario where like the yearly candle sucks and it's just like a total dud and a total shit show? Or do we continue this run like we're supposed to, man? You know, I think that's what's going to happen in June. Is if I had to guess, I'd say we dig in here, correct down to the May anchor, and we do continue up. And it is bullish, and we are in a bull market. Chase U says, got a chance to look at DOT. Yeah, let's take a peek, man. Let's look at the Polkadot. Let's see. Place a year to date on there. So, you know, in terms of a yearly standpoint, DOT had a mixed bag. Started the year really great, right? But then I believe it was around April, Q2 began, and Q2 is has been really rough so far for DOT. Excuse my cough. We're just coming over that. But you're looking a little bit bearish divergent here on the daily. You're seeing, you know, the blue waves are trending up, right? But if you compare the price action, the price is still way down. So this is a lot of downward wave pressure. You see a disagreement between the price and the oscillator. So we're still chopping around in these ranges, bro, on DOT. Your ultimate support on DOT is going to be $7.25. If we place a May anchor, there's actually some further support down at $7 for you. If we fell below $7, I'd be shitting my pants. Okay, so just to end the stream, we're gonna go over everything at the beginning. So code Soldier, 30% off. Get Market Cipher, link in my description, and you get all 4 indicators for 30% off lifetime or 1 year. And then we've also got the merch. We got the Platinum PZ merches. My brother's going to be pumping these on his stream, so a bunch of the Crypto Face people are going to be rocking the PZ collection, so go ahead and get that. And it was really fun making this merch, man. It made me want to get on my own FloppingGroper merch grind, so more FloppingGroper themed merch coming soon. But this is our line for the month of June, and we'll come back in July with some new designs for you guys. And if there's any other streamers, MC streamers that you guys watch, make sure that they're pumping code Soldier, but make sure people click their affiliate link so they get credit. We don't get credit via codes, we get credit via the clicks of the link. So you know, make sure, I already let everybody know, but just make sure that they're using the code Soldier to get everyone in the community a nice discount. Casablankovic says it's 5:50 a.m., but it's always worth the wait, bro. Thanks again. No problem, man. Happy to come out. Happy to show out. Showing that Market Cipher consistency. And, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you, and stay safe and keep grinding, and much love. And the Market Cipher gang appreciates you. And you guys have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow.